All right, students, this is Tech 1, and this is another round of Gravit Designer and the vector tools. And for this week, you are going to learn how to use shapes and the vector pen to edit photos by clipping. So the big idea is still vector graphics, and your essential question is, how can I use vector tools to edit, that is specifically clip, digital images? And what are we going to learn? We're going to learn how to use the clip tool in Gravit Designer. And why are we going to learn it? We are going to learn this so we can create edited digital photographs for graphic arts projects, such as memes. And how are we going to learn it? You're going to do this by watching this video and by following instructions to create a meme using the clip tool in Gravit Designer. But first, what is clipping a photo? So what we do in this tool is we mask the image that we want to take out of the photo, and then we clip it. Now, in some photo editing software that you may have used, you can crop a photo. This is where you select a rectangular part of the picture and then click the crop button, and the part you selected stays and the rest goes away. When you mask and clip, you select a part of the photo that you want regardless of the shape, and you keep that part while discarding the rest. The clip tool in Gravit Designer will let us do this with any part of the image that we mask. Up in the upper right corner, you can see an example from Google Images where somebody has clipped out several photographs and put them on a different background. And then here's an example I did using Gravit Designer and just pulling images off the web. And this is what you are going to do. You are going to create a meme using the tools in Gravit Designer. Check it out. All right, Tech 1 students, after you follow the link that is in this assignment in the Google Classroom, it's going to take you to Gravit Designer. And when you start, you're going to get this page. And what you want to do is set the size of your page to let you bring in some images to make a meme. And remember, we're practicing the mask and clip tools in Gravit Designer. So I'm going to just say, how about 600 pixels wide by 800 high? It doesn't matter, but leave yourself some room to work. I click create, and then it just gives me sort of a, not quite, but nearly as big as a piece of notebook paper place to work, or it's that shape anyway. And what I have already done is copied an image, and just so it's very uncontroversial, I'm going to use an image of myself. I found one in Google Images of me taken more than a few years ago. And watch, if I go to paste in Gravit, it's not giving me much. When you grab something off of the web, it just asks you to use the Control V. And there, it's going to drop. And then when I do that on my computer, you'll notice sometimes it copies and pastes multiple kinds. No big deal. Highlight it and click the backspace key. I don't really know if this is a my computer thing or a Gravit thing. All right, that's my last image. Now, if I need to, I can make this bigger. If I just want to see it more clearly, which in this case I do, I can go ahead and up on the toolbar here, you'll see the little minus and the little plus. I just do the plus and it will make it bigger. Now, I am going to show you how to clip. And the first thing I'm going to show you is clipping using a shape. So right up here, and it's very grayed out, you can't see it, is the clipping button. And we're not going to have it yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a shape. And so in a normal crop tool, you basically use a rectangular selection, and then it will highlight that, usually without blanking it out. And then when you click the crop button, everything inside the rectangle is there. In Gravit, how you do that is you do draw the rectangle, and then it's important that you understand your layers. And if you look over here on the left where it says layers, here's my rectangle, here's my image. And there's two things that you want to do. First is you want to go to the sub-select mode, and then you want to bring that rectangle under the image. And then notice that your rectangle is still selected. Now hold the shift key and select the image as well. And now your clip button is active. And if you do that, now you've got your image the way you want it to. Now I'm going to Control Z and undo it because, oh, the rectangle, that's kind of boring. So I'm going to click on my rectangle only, and I'm going to change to my normal pointer, go to my rectangle, and I want to get it, oops, I'll just grab it like this. I want to get rid of that rectangle. I'm going to use a shape that's more interesting. I can do a circle or an ellipse. I can do a polygon. I can do a triangle. I can do a star. I can, in fact, do the star, and I can move that star where I want it, and I can go ahead and change the number of points on my star, and I can change the size of my star, and I can adjust it for the size that I want, put it where I want, and now I'm going to, oops, I'm going to change my pointer, sub-select. I'm going to move it under the image in my layers. I'm going to shift key, click, and I'm going to clip it. So the shape was my mask, and the clipping tool is my clip. And now I have got a knocked out image of myself. That's the first thing that I want you to do, is to have a clipped image of whatever picture you have using a shape tool. So this assignment is now part of the way done. I'm going to go ahead, oops, and I'm going to bring in that same image of myself. Now, let's say I don't want a standard shape. What I really want is to outline myself. Let's say I want to put myself in some historical scene. I'm a social studies teacher, and I want to make a banner for my Google Classroom, and I want myself to be sitting where they were signing the Declaration of Independence or drafting the Constitution. So I want a head and shoulders shot that I can drop in there. So what I'm going to do first is, oh, and you'll notice I don't have a slider down here, and sometimes Gravit gets off. So what you can do is, when you've got the main area you want to work in highlighted, go to View and go to Fit Selection, and it'll bring things back into view for you. And then if you want, you can adjust up and down with the roller on a mouse, or slide it up and down on a trackpad. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now, what I'm going to do is go to the pen tool, and not the Bezier or Bezigon tool. We're not worried about that. Not the freehand, the pen. Make sure it's the pen. And what I'm going to do is the tip of the pen is going to let me drop those vector points. And once I start, my line will follow. And so I am just going to quickly pin around the area that I want. when I go back to my original dot, I double click. Now you can see my mask here, and it's far from perfect. And that's okay, because what I'm going to do next is speed up the speed up the digital video. And I'm going to show you that when I go to my sub-select pointer now, and I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Now with the sub-select, I can use the vector graphics and I can outline very carefully what I have chosen. And you can see that I can get right in there and I can fill this out pretty exactly.